Amen.
I'm new to Grundy County. I've only been up here since 2008. But I've been blessed in these meetings. The song that we sang in the garden fits in with what I want to share with you this evening. And it's Eden given, Eden removed, and Eden restored. I hope that you will see from this presentation why Jesus was known as the man of sorrows. The Bible begins in Genesis 1:1 by saying, "In the beginning, God." Now, I want to take a step back from "in the beginning, God." I feel like I have to set the stage a little bit for what happened before so we can understand where we are today and why Jesus has the sorrows that he has. Ezekiel 28 tells a description of Lucifer. And it will, I think, begin to help us understand some of God's sorrows. Now, you know, God has been around for how long? Forever. He has no beginning. He has no end. How long before Lucifer became Satan, we don't know. And for me, I don't understand how he could have become Satan. Let's listen to what is said about him. "Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was a covering." And he goes on to list those stones. "The workmanship of thy tabrets are his voice. And the pipes was prepared in thee in the day thou wast created." That's a key word. He is a what? Created being. He has the powers of a created being. I believe that could be the beginning of his downfall. "Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways, in the day that thou wast created, until iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire." Lucifer, as a covering cherub, stood next to God's throne. Next to it. What a privilege that would have been through eternity to be standing there. He was the leader of the angelic host. He gave them the commands and they followed them. But then there was a war in heaven. The dragon and his angels fought against Michael and his angels in Revelation. And as it says here, he was cast out of heaven. Until that time, there was peace, harmony, and unity in heaven. The angels knew nothing about sin. Nobody did. Everything was perfect. something arose in Lucifer's heart that caused him to sin. Now I want to come to, in the beginning, God, in Genesis 1:1. For me, God gave Lucifer every advantage that an angel could ever want. The closest, free travel, adored by the other angels. But in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. God created air. We enjoy it. He created water to sustain life. He created light to give the energy that this planet needs to survive. He gave the land to grow our food. And He gave us the food. And it says, He created man. And He gave man companions in the animals, bringing each pair Adam. That's what they called from then on. And we still call them that today. God is a relational being. He created us to be in a loving relationship with Him.
Yes, that's right. Yes, sir.
Satan didn't like that.
That's right.
He had been kicked out of heaven. And now, here, a new creature. And God comes down and He walks with them. And He talks with them. And where does He do this? In the garden.
Amen. That's right.
He's in the garden alone with them. He has given them everything. He gave us some stuff inherently to help us enjoy creation. He gave us eyes to see the beauty that He created. He gave us ears to hear the sounds of the birds, the sounds of the wind rustling through the trees, the sound of the bees, ears to hear Him speak face to face with us. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Satan's not happy. He lost it. And He gave us a nose to smell the fragrance of the flowers.
Yes.
The fragrance of water. The fragrance of animals. Oh, and He gave us taste to enjoy the food that's in that garden. Everything that was in that garden was for us. And touch. Touch is a wonderful thing.
Yes, sir.
When you touch the skin of a newborn baby, it's wonderful. When you touch the hand of your wife or your husband, to feel that warmth, that life, God gave all of that to us. It's called our five senses. But He gave us something that He did not give the animals. And that's found right here in the center of our head. It's called our conscience. It gives us the ability to make choices. Now, an animal, they are driven by instinct. They know it either works or it doesn't. It causes pain or it doesn't. It supplies food or it doesn't. And that's their existence. But to us, He gave a conscience to guide us, to use those senses that God has given. And He gave us that in his love.